the love interests of Batman. There has been a lot of different women who have fallen in love with Batman, who, hell, have gotten Batman to fall in love with them. But I thought it'd be a little cool, a little fun, to do a top 5 of my personal favorite Batman love interests over the years in the different mediums. Let's get this started with number 5, Talia al Ghul. And I'm more so talking about Talia al Ghul from the animated series, because they didn't do a whole lot with her in The Dark Knight Rises. I admit that. But I've always liked Talia. I like the fact that she's Ra's al Ghul's daughter. That's one. And I like the fact that because Ra's al Ghul himself has a fascination with Batman, that he wants Batman to someday, one day, take over his empire. That's how Talia gets her interest in Batman, because her father is interested, and she just clings on to him. She calls him beloved. She thinks he is the chosen one, the next one to take the heir, and that just naturally makes her think that the two of them are destined to be together. And Batman kind of, not blows her off, but he never really ever admits that he might have feelings for her, although the two of them eventually do sleep together, do have a child in Damian. So yeah, that happened. At number 4, Rachel from Batman Begins, The Dark Knight. I know 2 different actresses have played this character, so I'm not going to try to debate which one was better, Katie Holmes or Maggie Gyllenhaal. I thought the 2 of them played the character differently enough that I don't have to compare. But in Batman Begins, I like the fact that Rachel was a childhood friend of Bruce Wayne, that she has been there with him since the beginning, and that's where that comes from, that connection. But I also like the fact that she lends him all of these different life's lessons. One of my favorite ones is, it's not who you are underneath, it's what you do that defines you. And I like that she's the only one that Bruce probably felt like he could be honest with and sort of admit his true self to her, and even give up being Batman for her. At number 3, some people might say that this is the best version of the character, but Selina Kyle from Batman Returns. I'm gonna separate the two because Michelle Pfeiffer played Selina Kyle so differently. Not just at the beginning, where she's the secretary who just has the worst luck ever, and what happens to her, but even more so when she does become Catwoman, and she's full of confidence, and she just oozes sexuality and her attraction to Bruce Wayne, how clearly they're very much alike. And I love just the dynamic of how often they fight each other as Batman and Catwoman, but then as Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle, they're practically dating. And I think their whole relationship can be summed up by that one quote: "A mistletoe can be deadly if you eat it, but a kiss can be even deadlier if you mean it." I still quote that to this day because it's awesome. At number 2 is, once again, Selina Kyle, but this time from The Dark Knight Rises. Now, I'm not trying to say that Anne Hathaway is better. I'm not even trying to say that this Catwoman is better than the other one. I have her ranked at number 2, mostly because, well, the 2 of them end up together at the end of the movie. And that's awesome. I love that we finally got a happy ending for Bruce Wayne, that he actually does go off and live happily ever after with Selina Kyle. Some people will say they don't buy it. Some people will say that they just don't like it. But whatever. I've seen so many different versions of Batman and his legacy, and him growing old, alone, with everyone hating him. It's just, you always get upset that seems to be always the outcome. But to see that he does get a happy ending, and how maybe their whole falling in love could have been better developed, sure. But for this movie, I thought it made perfect sense. They both have troubled past. They both want to be better, especially Selina. You know that good is in there with her. So, there you go. But as my number 1 favorite Batman love interest, Andrea Beaumont. And some people might be watching this video and saying, who? Andrea who? Well, Andrea Beaumont was only in this one particular medium. There was an animated film, Mask of the Phantasm, that was connected to the animated series, but she never showed up on the animated series. People have told me that she shows up in a Justice League episode, but I've never seen it. And here she falls in love with Bruce back way before he was Batman. And obviously he's going through that conflictingness of making that promise to his parents on avenging their murder and wanting to be Batman. Sure, that's all there, but it's really their relationship, the outcome of their relationship. That's what pushes him to go on and become Batman. He proposed to Andrea Beaumont, and she wanted to marry him, but she had this... Her father was involved with this mob boss who he owed money to, so they basically had to leave town. They had to get out of town. So she had no choice but to give Bruce the ring back and to leave him without a good explanation. And Bruce was so distraught, so heartbroken by this, that's when he turned off all emotion. That's why he doesn't get close to women anymore. It's all because of Andrea Beaumont. She ruined him as far as that aspect goes. And from that point on, he put the mask on, he became Batman, and never looked back. And then you go to where Andrea Beaumont would later become, but that's neither here nor there. I always found her to be one of the most interesting female characters in the Batman universe. So guys, that's my top 5 favorite Batman love interest list. Let me know in the comments below what you think of my list, and who is your favorite female character to fall in love with Batman. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!